Hey guys, Captain Dylan Hubbard here at Hubbard's Marina, and it's time for that Sunday night live stream show. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out with us tonight. Hopefully you guys are ready for a great show, and hopefully you've got some questions for us. And looking forward to a good time talking fishing, answering questions, giving away free stuff, and of course, talking about what's going on now, what's coming up, and much, much more. So welcome to our Sunday night live stream show, Off the Hook with Captain Hubbard. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out, and we appreciate you for being a part of our Hubbard's Marina family. First things first, want to give a shout out to our friends over there at Gator Jim's Tackle. If you haven't stopped by and seen our friends at Gator Jim's Tackle, make sure you do so. 3301 Pinellas Point Drive South in St. Pete. Great people, awesome selection, killer deals. Don't miss out. Stop by and tell them Hubbard's Marina sent you. You'll get a free gift for any young angler you happen to bring with you to Gator Jim's Tackle. So make sure you stop in and say hi to our friends at Gator Jim's Tackle. Also, want to give a huge shout out to our friends over there on our Hubbard's Marina supporters group. If you haven't checked it out yet, the supporters group is a really cool way to get some behind-the-scenes info, a little bit more communication, and a little bit of a peek behind the curtain of Hubbard's Marina. Plus, you get access to our private supporters group and that private supporters-only after show where we talk a little bit more, answer a little bit more questions, and get a little bit more one-on-one. So appreciate all the supporters and Gator Gyms and finally, all of those who send stars on Facebook. Those are the three ways we really appreciate everybody supporting our live stream shows. And then, of course, we always appreciate those of you who get a chance to come out and see us at Hubbard's Marina and go fishing, dolphin cruising, island trips, snorkeling, or whatever else you want to do out there on the water. Of course, that's a great way to support our family at Hubbard's Marina as well. So thank you all for tuning in. Larry White, appreciate those 200 stars. Todd Stutzman, Tegwin Stockdale, appreciate all the stars there, guys. We appreciate it. Now let's get into some of the photos and show you guys what we're catching. Also, don't forget as well, make sure you comment and let us know where you're watching from. Don't forget to like the stream for us, and don't forget to share on your favorite fishing group. We really appreciate it. And Josh has reminded me to give a shout out to our message at the top. We're going to talk more about this later in the show too, but want to make sure we remind everybody we have a super light load on our 39-hour trip coming up this Tuesday. That is February 28th. So not tomorrow, the next day. Extremely light load on the 39-hour trip. And Captain Garrett is super excited to go out there and crush the red grouper, scamp grouper, strawberry grouper, mangrove snapper, yellowtail snapper, vermilions, porgies, almacos. The blackfin tuna bite was incredibly good on the last trip. We found the red grouper, we found the mangroves, we found the blackfin tuna, and we're looking forward to another great trip Tuesday. And there's literally just a handful of people. We're definitely going, and hopefully you will come with us as well. So hopefully we'll see everybody for the super light load this coming Tuesday on the 39-hour trip. Don't miss out. It's going to be a great time for sure. With that, let's get into some photos and show you guys what we're catching inshore. Then we're going to work our way near shore and offshore. So inshore right now, we're seeing a lot of those trout. The trout bite has been going really well for us, especially as trout start to move a little deeper off of those mangrove shorelines and coastlines and off the shallow grass flats are getting a little deeper slowly as that water warms up. The snook are starting to poke their heads out of the back bay, out of the creeks, rivers, bayous. Still a lot of fish up in the back country, but they're starting to get a little bit further out, especially as water warms up. Before this cold front coming this weekend, more and more fish should probably poke out of those back bay waters. We're seeing a lot of redfish around our dock lines, oyster bars, mangrove shorelines. We're seeing tons of sheep's head. The sheep's head bite is going off around the area. Definitely the hottest inshore bite are those sheep's head around virtually any dock, pier, bridge, or jetty right now. We're seeing a lot of those redfish. Like I said, residential canals and dock lines are going well. A lot of fun-sized snook around the flats, some good trout action. A lot of the redfish, kind of the schoolie size, cookie cutters moving around the flats, jacks in the early morning, and also some late afternoon action on the jack crevalle too. So good opportunities for the jack. Especially as things get a little bit more active, we'll probably see more of those jack crevalle too, which are always fun. The canal tuna, right? They give a good fight, and they provide some good entertainment while you're out there on the water. Near shore and offshore, we'll move a little bit deeper now, show you guys what we're catching on our trips. The yellowtail snapper has been showing up. We've been catching some of those nice yellowtail snapper. Of course, plentiful lane snapper. We got the FWC's been going out fishing with us quite a bit, tagging some of these catch and release gag grouper that we're catching and releasing right now. Getting some solid red grouper. The big red grouper was 18 pounds from Captain Garrett's last trip. So definitely some fat red grouper. Estelle Wolfman, appreciate those stars. Thank you very much. Some nice red grouper action on the 39-hour trips. Look at this monster white grunt. Some people are saying white margate. Some people are saying white grunt. It's hard to argue with the head of the Science Center who said it was a white grunt, but whatever. There is a nice oceanic puffer, also known as a rabbit fish, and a very happy Captain Bobby. That was a good trip they were having, and it's hard to be upset when you're catching white grunts like that one. Monster fish. Some nice hogfish lately. We're seeing those hogfish still pretty good on our 10-hour all days and 5-hour half days. A lot of these mangrove snapper lately. We've been seeing a lot of mangrove snapper. Man, I don't know what's happening. It's jumping around on me. Sorry. A lot of mangrove snapper lately. Some good hogfish. Like I said, we've been seeing more and more of these big black sea bass, which is cool. This time of year, we get into those black sea bass a little bit better. Some plentiful hogfish. Good action all the way around on mostly the hogfish is what we're focused on near shore, but we're seeing good lane snapper. We're seeing good numbers of mangrove snapper. We're starting to see some more of those big black sea bass. The Gulf perch are always around for us too. So great opportunities near shore to get out there on a 10-hour all day, 5-hour half day, or one of those near shore private fishing charters. So good opportunities across the board. Sam Lang, appreciate those 490 stars. Thank you so much, my man. We've shown you the photos. Now it's time to get into the weather. Josh is going to navigate there for us. If you click fishing trips, then scroll down and click weather links, you can find our weather links page. We're going to start on our 5 and 10-hour forecast area, and you can very clearly see kind of what we're looking at this week. An absolutely gorgeous midweek. So that Tuesday 39-hour trip is going to have absolutely spectacular weather. Wednesday is looking flat calm, and really, really excited about that. Today was gorgeous. Tomorrow is going to be a little bit of an increased wind, but really not going to have enough time to bump up the seas at all. Tuesday looks good to be near shore fishing. Might get a little bumpy offshore, but not bad. Only 2.3 foot, so not bad near shore. Wednesday is spectacularly, perfectly gorgeous. Thursday it picks up a little bit, but still plenty nice for our near shore trips. We'll be able to get the 5 and 10-hour trips in there Thursday. Friday it picks up. It's going to be honking, gusting to over 40. So this is tropical storm force conditions Friday. Which is not great. It's going to calm down a little bit Saturday, but still going to be pretty nasty. And then that cold front looks like it's stalling out and coming in now Sunday. The cold front was supposed to be Saturday. Now it looks like we're getting prefrontal activity Saturday, and the cold front is now rolling into Sunday, Monday. So unfortunately, pretty rough, nasty weekend. So Friday through like almost Monday night don't look great. So if you want to get out there and go fishing, this week is the week to do it. It's gorgeous weather. Near shore-wise, you can get out there any day, Monday through Thursday, but Wednesday is looking best. Wednesday is the best weather, so best chance to get out there and go fishing is definitely our Wednesday extreme trip, our Tuesday 39-hour trip, or one of those, Tuesday 39-hour trip, or the half-day trips, Wednesday or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Also, we have those 10-hour all days, of course, Tuesday and Thursday, which weather looks plenty good for that. This is a little bit further offshore. So a little bit further offshore, we'll look at the weather here for our offshore trips. And then from our offshore trips, once we look at the weather here, we'll get to talking to Captain Mike here. So give us 1 second. We'll get to our inshore report. But offshore Monday looks good. Tuesday is going to get a little bumpy there. And then Wednesday it calms down a little bit. Thursday looks starts to get a little nautical Thursday offshore. Only 9.5 foot Friday. pretty epic. So Friday doesn't look great. Saturday, Sunday doesn't look great either. So again, offshore weather-wise, best days Wednesday, about 2 foot or less. So super light load. Perfect weather for that Tuesday 39-hour fishing trip. Hopefully we'll get a bunch of people excited about joining us, and we'll have a decent trip there Tuesday. It's definitely going to be a decent trip. We just hope that we'll have a few more people join us, because right now literally 14 people are booked, and we're going. I'm going. I'm gambling. I know a couple more people are going to be excited about going fishing with Captain Garrett Hubbard, and they're going to want to join us as well. So hopefully you're one of those people that'll help make my day. But with that, let's talk to our good buddy, Captain Mike Anderson. How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. I missed you Saturday in our radio show, brand new radio show studio, but really, really gorgeous studio, and looking forward to having you join us this Saturday and get back to it, man.
I'm ready. I'm anxious to see the new digs.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to sit. I'll show you where you can sit Saturday morning, because there's so many cool new toys, man. I don't know if you want to play with all the new toys.
Oh, you know I do. You know I do.
I told D on Saturday, I was like, I don't know if we're gonna have to tell Mike he's got to sit on that side of the table now. There's too many cool toys over here. A lot of buttons to press. It's pretty fun, so I'm excited to get back after it.
Cool.
How's the inshore game going?
You know, it's been a little interesting. You know, I don't like the. I think it feels like we talk about this every year, this time of year. I don't like this super warm weather we're having.
Yeah.
Especially not this early. You know, water temp pushing 72, 73 degrees. You know, bait being thick, mackerel being here thick. It's just too early. So, but you know, the good news on that front is that, you know, the snook are on the move, because they think it's springtime. So, you know, things are happening. I just wish they'd slow down a little bit, because it can booger up your spring.
It's still fake spring, man. We got a big cold front coming this weekend. Nice big weather disturbance, which is kind of good. And now that weather disturbance is elongating, which is also kind of good in the sense that what you're saying, it's going to cool things off a bit for us, and then also it's going to help hopefully break up some of this stuff that's now set into Johns Pass, because all the beautiful, super smart county folks decided to leave a shovel in a county drainage area, so dumped 7,400 gallons of untreated sewage into Johns Pass, and miraculously, wouldn't you know it, the next day red tide kind of bloomed in around Johns Pass.
So weird.
So weird.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, how did that happen? I don't know.
Yeah, it's you know, they had to put it somewhere, and it's not going to be in their backyard, so might as well be ours.
Just dump it into Johns Pass. Yep. Perfect idea. So now, ironically, we'll bring this up while Mike's on the phone, so those of you guys at home can see what I'm talking. So this is the coast of Florida. There's a little bit of sporadic red tide, but not much. But if you look at poor little Johns Pass, there it is. The big old bloom is right there, right around Johns Pass, the Narrows, Bogosiega Bay. and all the way down through St. Pete Beach. We're just lit up like a Christmas tree following that nice big 7,400 gallon spill of untreated water. So pretty comical.
Nice.
Yeah, super fun. But
well, I'm fishing in the morning, so hopefully I can avoid it. We'll see.
It's super patchy, and there's a lot of people still catching fish. Like Saturday on the radio show, Dan the Fishman called us, and he was actually fishing in Bogosiega Bay, catching nice fish. And John Sasser, one of our John's Pass local legends, who fishes overnight every night in and around the pass. He caught like a almost, I would guess, 40-plus inch snook this morning just inside John's Pass. So the fish are still around. They're still feeding. It's just super patchy red tide. It's early, and we're hoping this bad weather this weekend will break it up. So nothing that's going to stop us from catching plenty of good eating fish. That's for sure.
There you go. I like the attitude. That's what we got to do. Just press forward, and hopefully sooner or later we can vote some of these morons out that don't seem to take water quality as serious as we know they should.
Yeah, amen to that. Well, I know sheep's head are really hot inshore. What's your thought on that? Anything else?
Yeah, the sheep's head bite's still really good. The redfish bite is still really good. The trout bite has been surprisingly pretty strong. I wouldn't say there's a lot of really big fish, but the fact that we are seeing trout and we are seeing numbers of trout is pretty positive. Again, the Spanish mackerel bite inside the bay has been tremendous, which why in February, I have no idea. I guess probably because the bait showed up. The bait's at the Skyway Fishing Pier pretty thick. So, and again, all the reports I got, from some of the better charter captains that really, instead of just going from spot to spot trying to catch fish, actually, pay attention to the movement of the fish. The snook are really on the move, on the move. So that's really interesting to have them, moving quite this early. But again, water temp and the bait showing up, all that stuff kind of dictates it. So, that's the pattern we're in right now, and hopefully this front that's coming will slow it down a little bit.
That's awesome, man. Well, what about triple tail? Any triple tail? We had a question.
I have not seen any triple tail at all. I haven't been looking for them either. It's normally more of a summertime thing for me. That's when my triple tail bite usually fires off. So I'm sure there's probably some around.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's one of those fish that this time of year I'm not doing a lot of that.
Yeah.
We're fishing a lot of dock lines and things like that, the flats for the big, for big trout. So, like I said, it's just not something that I paid a lot of attention to. There may be some around, but we haven't been kind of pinpointing to them right now. That'll fire up, July, August is when I'll start to really, really focus on them.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, hopefully it'll be a good spring. I'm still pretty confident. I mean, it is starting to warm up, but it's the end of February. I mean, we're about to roll into March. March to me is spring. I mean, mid-March is like officially spring, isn't it? So like, I'm not too worried about it warming up right now. At least me personally, because I like it warming up. I like being warm.
Yeah, I don't like it warming up too early. I don't like too much stuff happens too quick. Then the tarpon will be here too early, which shortens the end of your season sometimes. It just I don't like spring to dump on us too early.
Yeah.
The offshore guys, you guys really like it because somebody brings you your bait. Those of us that have to throw a cast net in the morning, we'd like another 20 days of being able to fish with shrimp before we got to start throwing the cast net. That'd be great. So it might just be my old back that's saying that.
So let me get this straight. So since we're firing shots, you go out fishing for bait for an hour or so prior to your 4-hour trip. And before our 12-hour or 39-hour trip, we have bait brought to us. And that makes us – is that what we're talking about?
Listen, there's nothing about offshore fishing that's soft. Right? There's nothing about offshore fishing that's soft. There's no doubt about that.
All
you guys
right,
are
I'm just
warriors.
making sure we're clear.
No, I got you covered, big dog. No. Respect. Straight respect. I just being an inshore charter captain, I could use a little break on the actual start time of throwing the 12-foot 25-pound cast net around the bridge and
that's true.
Three.
Yeah, it's no fun throwing bait, and I always sympathize and empathize with the inshore guides because I don't know, pulling up to the Skyway at night, throwing a 12-foot net, it's hard. It's really hard, especially it's. I mean, let's not sugarcoat it. It's dangerous throwing a net, especially in choppy conditions.
Yeah, it can be a little crazy if it gets nautical out there. That's when things can get a little squirrely. So, luckily I've gotten a little smarter over the years, and, if it gets choppy out there, we try to make sure we don't go alone.
Yeah.
Jump in another guy's boat, fill both the live wells in that boat versus each of you in your own boat. Makes it a little easier if you got one guy driving and one guy throwing. You don't have to worry about trying to control the boat.
Smart.
You're just worrying about throwing the net in a safe area and getting it back in the boat. So there's ways to definitely do it a little safer, you know. So the longer you do it, the older you get, the smarter you get. And that's the game we'll be playing tomorrow morning. Captain Lee Blick's going to meet me in the morning to go catch bait. That'll make it a little easier for sure.
Work smart, not hard.
Right. Yep. Work smarter, not harder. 100%. 100%.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, brother, and I will see you Saturday morning. I'll have my winter parka ready for that new studio.
Idea.
It is
good idea.
It is brutally cold, but beautiful.
All good, brother. I'm looking forward to it, and enjoy the rest of your show. I appreciate your time.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
All right, partner. Be good.
See you. Always a pleasure chatting with our friend Capt Mike. So I want to answer some of the questions that are coming through. One question that I saw pop up was about the price of the trips. So we did go up in price about 10% at the beginning of this year because our cost of goods sold, meaning our fixed costs to operate the business, like fuel costs, the cost of lead, the cost of hooks, the cost of swivels, the cost of everything, has tripled. So our costs went up 120% in a lot of cases, and we went up by 10%. And last year, remember when fuel went from $3 a gallon to $6 a gallon? A lot of people were charging fuel surcharges and doubling prices in the middle of the year. We didn't change our prices at all. So we ate that all last year, those increases in fuel costs. So we had a very small price change at the beginning of the year. I think there's some confusion that the person asking about the dramatic price increase saw the super light load 39-hour trip. So this year we offered 3 unique 39-hour trips that were light load trips. I believe they're June 10th and June... Yeah, Josh is bringing it up for me, so I don't have to guess. Just go to June for me. No, they're June 6th and June 20th, and then go into July for me. I believe it's like July, I don't know. June 6th and June 20th, and then there's another one in July. And those trips are a little more than double what a normal 39-hour trip is. And normal 39-hour trip cost is $499. The light load trip is $849. And the reason for that is that light load trip is so it's a little less than double. The light load trip has only a capacity of 35 people. So we're probably going to go out there with like 30 people instead of a sold out trip. So definitely much lighter loads, and that's why the price is significantly higher, because that was a requested trip that you guys wanted. We had customers asking year after year for some lighter load, restricted number of people trips, so we offered them. So if you don't like the price of that higher or that lighter load trip, pick one or the other. We have 74 39-hour trips this year, and only 3 of them are at that higher cost. So there's a lot of options out there for you. So plenty of other trips to choose from. So we only had a 10% price increase. So if you're sitting there thinking we tripled the price of our 39-hour or doubled it or went up by $350, you're mistaken, because you're looking at the wrong trip. That's a limited load trip. So all the red snapper trips are only $499, man. There's only 3 out of that whole 60, 70 days that were more than $4.99. So you don't have to go all the way to October to find one for $4.99. But no big deal. We'll keep moving on. John Bull, thanks for those 200 stars. Craig Robinson, appreciate those 100 stars. Jim Evans as well. Thank you so much. Next question is, do you mind being specific on where you can fish on the pass? Because Doc's earlier today, I got yelled at for fishing. So you can only fish. We've talked about this before, and we talk about it a lot. But I no problem talking about it again. The only dock inside John's Pass you can fish from anytime that we're not loading or unloading, or anytime we're open, is our Hubbard's Marina main dock. Every other dock in John's Pass, you're not allowed to go out there. If you walk out there with the fishing pole, you're going to get hollered at. Don's Dock is part of our new operation, but we don't own the property there. We lease it, and we haven't been a long-term tenant there like we are at our main dock. So we can't really have super big flexibility. And at Don's Dock, there's a lot of fuel hoses. There's a lot of stuff going on. And boats can pull up and be offloading any minute. So we really can't allow the flexibility at Don's Dock that we can at our main dock. So we're more than happy to let people fish from our main dock absolutely free, as long as we're not loading or unloading, and as long as the dock is open, meaning our business is open. You can always fish from our main dock at Hubbard's Marina, or you could fish from the expansive sand or from the John's Pass jetties as well. There's tons of area in John's Pass that you can fish from, and we'd be more than happy to point you in that direction if you stop by our shop as well. So happy to help you out. Next question is, what poundage and length should my leader line be? That really is dictated by how deep are you fishing, what are you fishing for, and what's your target species, right? So your leader line length overall is generally like 4 to 5 foot for most applications, but it's really hard to answer that question without knowing how deep you're fishing. Like, are you fishing in Tampa Bay? Are you fishing near shore on a 5-hour trip? You going on a 39-hour trip? Or are you fishing on your own boat? What depth of water are you fishing? Try to be a little bit more specific, and I'd be more than happy to answer that question for you. We got some more questions to get into too, but first, let's go ahead and give out our first free trip of the night. Let's go ahead and give away our 5-hour half day for 2 guests. 5-hour half day for 2 guests. Let's see who won our 5-hour half day for 2 guests. Ronald. Congratulations, Ronald. You are the lucky winner of that 5-hour half day for 2 guests. We've got our 10-hour all day for 2 guests that we're going to give away too. And we also have that 39-hour trip as well. And then also, we've got, of course, the Hubbard's Marina Swag Pack 2. So lots of other free stuff to give away tonight. The 5-hour half day for 2 guests was just the first one. So congrats, Ronald. Appreciate you tuning in for sure. Next question. Just wanted to thank Captain Richie and Mike for the epic 12-hour extreme today. They took such great, amazing care of our family on the boat and put us on top of tons of fish. We love the 12-hour extreme. That's awesome. They really did well on the extreme trip today. Another super light load. Only 8 people went out there, and they crushed, absolutely crushed. Plenty of mangroves, porgies. They got some really nice red grouper, some good mixed bag of fish for sure. A lot of action on that 12-hour extreme for sure. Let's see. What's the best leader line size for yellowtail snapper? It depends on the trip. On a 10-hour all day, I would be fishing like 30-pound, probably on a 12-hour night trip, like 30 or 40-pound. On a 39-hour trip this time of year, I'd be fishing 40-pound leader at night for those mangrove snapper, yellowtail snapper, and others as well. So great question. And thanks for being a little bit more specific. Let's see what other questions we have. Not sure if Captain Hubbard sees the chat on YouTube, but one question I had was, what's a good rod and reel to start fishing off piers and docks? So great question. And to answer the first part, we don't always have the opportunity to see the chat, right? When you comment, it's up there, but it goes quickly. We get a lot of comments, so the comments go kind of fast for me. So I don't get to see the comments. So if you have a question that you want answered live during the show, you got to text us your question to the phone number on the screen. So make sure you text in your question to the phone number on the screen. And if you want a chance to win some free stuff tonight that we're giving away, make sure you comment once, make sure you like the stream, and if you don't mind, try and share it for us as well. We'd appreciate it. All right, so next question here, next part of that question. There was a lot to that question. Can you go back? All right, perfect. So what's a good rod and reel setup? I would start my first rod and reel purchase. I would go to like a good all-around combo for inshore fishing, like a 4000 series spinning reel. You could use that on a 5-hour half day. You could use that as your light rod on a 10-hour all day. You could fish a dock with it. You could fish a pier or a grass flat with it. Like a good 4000 series spinning reel is a great option for sure. And then as far as the rod with that, a good kind of all-around rod is going to be something in that like not super fast but not super slow. So something that has some good whippiness to it. Generally a softer tip with a good backbone is a good idea. We have a myriad of different rods at Hubbard's Marina and reels, so you could stop by our shop and we could help pick you out something to do some fishing if you want, or go to our friends over at Gator Gyms and they can help you out too. I'm new to Florida and Bradenton, so I'm curious. Wanted to mention how impressed I am with your reports here on Sunday night and on Fox 13. I'm a former TV anchor reporter, so I know talent when I see it. Oh, that's very nice. I appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words. Try my best. Learning something new every day. That's the goal, right? So thank you for the kind words. Means a lot. Let's see. What other questions do we have here? Planning a birthday trip. Should I make other plans? I mean, you're welcome to book a birthday trip. But yeah, I would say Sunday, March 5th. That's a week from today. Currently, the weather does not look great. So you might want to make other plans, but you can give me a shout and we can try to reschedule that birthday trip for you because unfortunately, weather is not in your control or in my control. So we would love to reschedule that birthday offering for you. And Dan the Fishman sent us some really, really nice photos there. We'll definitely have to make sure to capture those for our next Fox 13 report. Great photos, Dan. But let's see what your question was. Can you talk about private anglers and the difference between being in federal waters versus state waters pertaining to keeping mangrove snapper? We had some confusion the other day. It really depends on where you're fishing, right? So if you're in state waters, you got to follow state regs. If you're in federal waters, you got to follow federal regs. So it really depends on where you're fishing. So if you go to our website at hubbardsmarina.com and click fishing trips, Josh is going to show us. If you go on the website and you click fishing trips, scroll down to more info, and then hit fishing rules and regulations. That's going to bring you to the fishing rules and regulations page. You can download the Fish Rules app, and that's going to actually tell you where you're fishing. Based on your cell phone's GPS, it'll tell you if you're in state waters or federal waters. But it's also going to be able to serve you up the regulations. So like, for example, mangrove snapper, Josh is going to type in for us. There it is. In federal waters, you're allowed 10 of them. With a 12-inch minimum size. In state waters, you're only allowed 5 of those mangrove snapper, and it's a minimum size of 10 inches. And state waters extend 9 miles from the demarcation line. So you really need to know where you're fishing because the regulations change pretty drastically. But most of the time you're going to be fishing beyond 9 miles if you're targeting mangrove snapper generally. So definitely want to make sure you know where you're fishing, because that's going to change regulations drastically. And then also keep in mind, if you're exchanging any consideration, so if you happen to be invited fishing and someone's like, yeah, just throw $100, that's a charter, and then a whole different set of rules apply. So you got to be careful about that as well. Remember, any consideration makes it a charter, and then you're running into a whole different line of option or a line of issues. Let's see. I was watching your new camera. What does it cost to getting your fish filleted? Fish are 3 fish for $1 on the small fish, and the larger fish are 25 cents a pound. Great question there. We answered that one. The new slow pitch jigging rods graphite? No, they're like a mix of a bunch of different things. It's very, very unique. The slow pitch jigging rods are really slow action, and they're meant to recoil and load the jigs with a certain amount of recoil to kind of induce a certain amount of action on the jig. So slow pitch jigging rods bend, and then when you release the effort, they load as they bend, and then they recoil in such a way that it puts action on the jig. It makes that jig flutter even more and do its slow pitch jigging. So they're specialty rods. They're very unique. And stop by the shop. We can talk more about them, and I can show you some of the options. What activities can I do on the way out on a 12-hour extreme trip since I don't have my phone? I'm a young person and not used to being without my phone. Well, that's the beauty of going fishing. That's the best part about going fishing in my mind. I love sitting there and not having my phone and not having people call me, email me, or text me for 12 hours is real nice. So you could talk to the people around you. That's always a good idea, and that's what I enjoy doing, meeting and greeting other people and getting to know people more. And also you can just enjoy the beautiful views and think about all the fish you're going to catch. Read a book. That's always fun as well. So there's a lot of things you can do without your phone. Not quite sure how to answer that question, to be honest, without we're going to leave it there. Or let's move on. What's our next question?
Everyone keeps asking, what is a 12-hour extreme?
What is a 12-hour extreme? Don't forget to turn your mic on, Josh. A 12-hour extreme is a really cool trip. It is an opportunity to go out there really, really far, really, really fast. It's essentially a specialty, long-range specialty trip that gets you out there to basically our 39-hour areas and 44-hour areas, but you're home by dinner. So we leave at 5 a.m., we come back at 5 p.m., and we spend about 7 hours or so, 6 to 8 hours or so out there fishing really deep for some of those big fish. So it's a great opportunity to do 39-hour style fishing while, again, making sure you're home by dinner. So a 12-hour extreme is really great for that person who doesn't have a lot of flexibility or time. I love the 12-hour extreme because it enables me to get out there really deep and kind of enjoy catching some big fish in deep water. And I'm not missing 3 days, basically 2 nights away from family and from the business. So it's a really good option for people who have a little bit of a tighter schedule. The only downside of the 12-hour extreme is it's super weather sensitive, right? You're on a smaller, faster moving boat, so the weather has to really be nice. You can't do a 12-hour extreme if it's 3.5 foot. It's a little too bumpy for a 12-hour extreme. Whereas a 39-hour trip, we can get out there in 4 and 5 and even 6 foot seas. The Florida fishermen can go out there in 8 foot seas. We wouldn't want to, but the boat can handle it. So the Florida fisherman is way more weather insensitive, and like people who are traveling down from like Chicago to go fishing, it makes more sense if you're a traveling fisherman to travel down for a 39 or a 44 hour. That way your plans are much less likely to be disturbed by the weather. It has to be a pretty strong cold front or like a hurricane to cancel 39-hour trips, whereas a little bit of adverse condition will cancel a 12-hour extreme. So people sometimes get frustrated, and they're like, you've canceled 3 trips in a row on me, and I'm trying to do this 12-hour extreme. Like, maybe think about a 39-hour, and we won't have to cancel them. It's very rare that we have to cancel 39-hour trips. So that is a good benefit of that 39-hour trip. And Tuesday's 39-hour trip has great weather, perfect weather, light load. Captain Garrett's super excited to catch a bunch of fish. So maybe think about Tuesday's 39-hour trip. Can you talk about, what if you get stopped coming back in? If you get stopped coming back in state waters and you were fishing federal waters, you just say you were fishing federal waters, and you're all good to go there. But you all have to have the state refish endorsement. So the question was, if you're fishing in federal waters and you get stopped in state waters and you have federal limits, so like for mangrove snapper, you're allowed 10 mangroves, and their minimum size limit is 12 inches in federal waters. So if you had 3 people and 30 mangroves, you're legal in federal waters, but you would be over the legal limit of mangroves in state waters by double. So you would just say, hey, I was fishing federal waters. And if they don't believe you or they saw you stopped in state waters, that's when you have a pickle. But if you're cruising 30 knots and the police, the people, the feds, the state comes up and stops you, they're going to know, hey, this boat was already transiting. So there's a transit rule is what it's called. And basically you're allowed to transit state waters with federal regulations or federal bag limits. And that's the way around it. So it's transit. So if you got federal waters fish, don't stop in state waters and keep fishing. So if you caught 10 mangrove snapper, you can't stop in state waters and keep fishing, because then you'd be over the bag limit in state waters. So good question. What gram slow pitch jig should I use on a 12-hour extreme trip? A 12-hour extreme trip is fishing anywhere from 120 to 250 foot. So I would be fishing anywhere from a 80 to about a 300 gram slow pitch jig, depending on the current and the drift and the wind and the weather conditions out there while fishing. So I would be prepared on a 12-hour extreme. Anywhere from 80 to about 300 grams would be a good idea. And sometimes, certain times of the year, we're a little bit more prescriptive on the depth, but overall it's 120 to 250 foot. All right, next question. Trying to load. Before we move on to the next question, you know what we need to do is it's time to give away another free trip. So we gave away our 5-hour half day for 2 guests. Let's give away a Hubbard's Marina swag pack. This is a Hubbard's Marina shirt and hat and some other free gifts we're going to stick in that box for you. The lucky winner is Karen Massey. Karen Massey, congratulations. From Orlando, Florida, with that Hubbard's Marina swag pack. Shoot us a message, a text message with your full home address and what size shirt you are. We'll mail you out a shirt, a hat, a calendar, and some Hubbard's Marina stickers as well. So congratulations on that win, Karen. We still got the 10-hour all day for 2 guests and a 39-hour trip to give away too, so stay tuned. Can you talk about the damage at Hubbard's? So we had some vandalism last night, and Josh is queuing up that video. We had some young kids come and trash the place. Super, super nice of them, and very, very funny. So here is the funny video. We'll let you decide. So here's the kids showing up, thinking they're cool, on the phones. One kid has like the Kodak Black like face covering on. It's very weird. I don't know why that's a thing now. But they're in there making it rain with brochures, grabbing handfuls of brochures and literally trying to make it rain like they're in the club, I guess. This one's the best part. So they've already scattered probably 200 brochures. This one's bad. Boom. they threw another like 400 brochures in 1 second. And they just kept running away, and then they'd come back and grab more brochures and make it rain more. And they basically emptied an entire brochure rack full of brochures and threw them all over the ground. So it was super fun cleaning that up this morning at 5 a.m. when we showed up. But it is what it is, right? It's all part of it. Very, very frustrating to say the least. So if you know these upstanding citizens, feel free to drop us a message or a comment or point their parents in our direction. We'd love to have a chat with them. Hopefully their parents would love to have a chat with them too, right? But we'll see. Is it a go for the weekend 39-hour trip? We showed you the weather a little bit earlier. The weather for this upcoming weekend does not look great. I think it's about 9.5 foot offshore Friday. So, yeah, 9.5 foot blowing 40. So we called everybody on the weekend 39-hour trip and suggested strongly that they join us for the super light 39-hour trip on Tuesday. So join us for that 39-hour trip Tuesday, February 28th, 2 days from now, because that's going to be a super light load trip, beautiful weather, and a really great opportunity to get out there on the water. What time do I board for my 5 a.m. 12-hour extreme? You're going to want to arrive about 4 a.m., check in, get set up, and then about 5 a.m. we're going to start loading for that 12-hour extreme trip. So about 5 a.m., about almost actually all our trips, except for the 39 and 44-hour trips, are always about 5 to 10 minutes prior to departures when we load. The 39-hour and 44-hour, we start loading about 45 minutes prior to the trip. And yes, Butch, thank you for cleaning up the brochures. So shout out to Butch. I was late to work this morning, so Butch covered my back. So appreciate you, man.
I think you saw the camera this morning, didn't you? And you was like, yeah, I'm not going in.
No, it was funny. I've been waking up at the same time every day, regardless of if I'm off work or not, or working. So I wake up at 4 a.m. every day, regardless of what's going on and regardless of what time I went to bed, which has been challenging. But it's apparently supposed to be really good for your sleep cycles to make sure you wake up at the same time. So I read this book about sleep and really trying to work on improving my sleep, which is supposed to help your stress levels or whatever. So I've been going to sleep at about the same time, about 9:30 every night. Really 9 o'clock, and then I wake up at 4 a.m. And long story short, I forgot to set my alarm. So I woke up, and it was like 3:45 in the morning. And I was like, my alarm didn't go off yet. I'm going to go back to sleep for a little bit. My alarm's going to wake me up. So I went back to sleep, and my wife woke me up at like 6 a.m., 6:30, and she was like, hey, don't you have to go to work? Yes, I do have to go to work, so unfortunately just slept through my alarm. But I'm getting to the point now where my body is literally waking me up like, hey, it's 4 a.m., get out of bed and start working out, loser. So it's nice that I'm getting that internal clock, but I need to learn how to listen to it instead of just depend on the alarm that apparently I don't remember to set now. So yeah. I apologize to Butch, but he covered me seamlessly, so shout out to Butch.
It's funny, the other day I went to bed early and I woke up at 4 a.m. and I was like, I should call Dylan.
You're always welcome to.
I had nobody else to talk to that early.
Yeah. But about 4:30 to about 5 a.m. I'm on a bike and I can hardly breathe, so wouldn't answer the phone at that time in the morning. How fast does the boat go on the 12-hour extreme trip? The Flying Hub 2 does about 30 to 35 knots, really about 32, 33 knots, about 40 miles an hour on average. The sea state kind of changes that a little bit, but going to be gorgeous Wednesday for the 12-hour extreme trip. So hopefully we get enough interest and we're able to get out there and crush them because the weather is going to be great Wednesday. Awesome Tuesday for that 39-hour trip. I don't know if I've mentioned, but Tuesday is a super light load and great weather for the 39-hour trip. Let's see, what other questions do we have here? How fast? Oh, I answered that one. Let's see what other question. Are we out of questions? We're out of questions? Let's see. We got some other stuff to talk about. I know there was some events that I was supposed to go over. So we just had our final Friday party, which was super bad to the bone. Can you click the little calendar thing there in the bottom corner?
31st is the second one.
Thank you. So March 31st is the next final Friday. So remember, every last Friday of every month, every final Friday of every last Friday of every month, final Friday, party, huge party in Johns Pass. Join us. We give away free beer. We give away free crawfish. It's all free to you guys, to our Hubbard's Marina loyal guests and fishing friends and cruising friends. It's just a way for us to say thank you to you for being a part of our Hubbard's Marina family. So join us for Final Friday. Take advantage of the free food, free beer, free drinks. We give away soda, water, beer, crawfish, shrimp, mussels, clams, potatoes, the whole 9 yards. It's awesome. Every final Friday, 6 to 9 p.m. Make sure you show up and join us. And then every Sunday night right here, we do our live stream show at 7:30 p.m. Every Saturday morning, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., we stream live right here to the Hubbard's Marina Facebook, and we're live on News Radio 970 WFLA for our Real Animals radio show. Every Friday morning, we're live at 8:15 a.m. for Fox Channel 13 News. And then every morning, as long as I'm in town and around the docks, we do a live stream around sunrise on TikTok and Instagram. And right now, that's about 6:45 to about 7:05 in the morning. And then a little bit after 8 a.m., we're live on our Facebook page, along with YouTube and Twitch, showing you the jetty and the beaches. So plenty of ways to stay up with us. Make sure you check us out on social media. We do have a Bass Pro Shop seminar coming up in March. I believe, tentatively, it's going to be March 19th, Sunday, March 19th at 2 p.m. And we'll build out the events for March 31st, Final Friday, and that Bass Pro Shops seminar here soon. We'll get those posted to our email newsletter and make sure we do a good job of advertising that for you guys. So hopefully you'll remember to join us. And then remember, March 28th, we're going to be there at Bartow Ford with the Real Animals, and our special guest that night, March 28th, is going to be Captain Scott Moore. This guy literally wrote the book. Literally, there's a book on snook fishing written by this guy. Captain Scott Moore is a legend. He's been fishing Tampa Bay longer than virtually anybody, and he's forgotten more about fishing than I know. So super intelligent, super experienced, going to be a really cool event. I'm going to be there to learn more about fishing myself. Hopefully you can come and join us. We're going to be giving away free food. We got free prizes, lots of great stuff. So join us March 28th, 6 to 8 p.m. at Bartow Ford. A little bit of a haul for me from this side of town on the west side of Pinellas, but if you live on the east side of Pinellas, if you live in Tampa, it's not far. Bartow Ford, definitely worth the drive for sure. All right, so we talked about that. The Where To pages. We just added something new on our website. So not only do we have the new live stream, so a lot of people are like, oh, the new live stream, I can't see the new live stream. You can always go to our YouTube page. If you go to youtube.com, and once you get to youtube.com, you can just simply search Hubbard's Marina. Look at my YouTube thing. It's boats and some rap music and guns. That's awesome.
Click a deer or two.
Yeah, there's some hunting stuff in there, I'm sure. There's cars if you scroll down. So if you click videos, once you go to Hubbard's Marina's YouTube page, click live, and you'll see the live videos. So we have, of course, 3 live videos up right now, but the dock cam is the newest live stream, And you can just get to it by clicking on the live cam, and that's going to bring you the live stream of the dock. We also have the live stream going from the top of the parking garage. Lots of different ways to join the live stream. So we have 3 live streams going on YouTube right now, but 24/7, we've got 2 live streams on YouTube at any one time. So make sure, check us out on YouTube, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Would be super, super appreciative. All right, so let's see, what other questions do we have? Did we get some more questions? It looks like we did. Where can I park my truck if I don't fit in the garage? If you don't fit in the garage, you just simply park in the metered spots next to my truck, or in the sand lot right there, kind of catty corner to the garage. And we're there in the morning to point it out to you. And it's only $5 parking for the day, just like it is in the parking garage. So I've heard rumors the parking garage is trying to increase parking rates for our guests, and we're currently in discussions about that. So gonna try my best to keep it at $5, but it might go up a little bit, but we're gonna really work hard to keep it very affordable parking wise. But remember, we don't control parking, we just work with the parking garage, and it's like $2 every half hour. I think it's like $4 an hour in the parking garage. But if you're fishing with us, it's $5 for the whole day. So now they're talking about maybe making it a little bit more expensive, but it's not going to go up by much. So hopefully we'll be able to keep it $5 or very close to that. Is there any limit? Is there any time that red snapper, grouper, and amberjacks are in season at the same time? I have been saying the wrong thing about amberjack. Amberjack are going to start August 1st this year. I've been saying September and October. I was wrong. They're going to open up August 1st. So most likely at the end, or August 1st, you're going to have red snapper and amberjack overlapping. Red grouper is 12-month season. It opens January 1st, and it's supposed to be open 12 months. But most likely we're going to see red grouper close in June. So June, red grouper and red snapper will overlap. You're going to see triggerfish open in March. They should be open through the end of May. They might reopen in August. You're going to see gag grouper September, October, the first 10 days of November. You're going to see red snapper open June 1st and probably stay open through like mid-August. So we'll have a grouper open most of the year. We're going to have red snapper open the middle of the year, and then amberjack probably August and September-ish. And triggerfish probably almost all of spring and early summer. Can I slow pitch jig on the 44-hour full moon trip? Yes, you can slow pitch jig on any trip. So all good, man. Definitely. You can slow pitch jig on any trip, but it really works best on a 12-hour extreme, 39-hour, 44-hour. When you're past 100 foot of water is really the best option. Go back to swell real quick. What was that? Is it 1 beer per person? No, the Final Friday party is free beer, man. We don't limit it. It's not 1 crawfish per person either. So come on down to Final Friday and enjoy some good times. It's Hubbard's Marina. We do it big. We appreciate our fishing friends, and we want to give back to you guys. So it's a free crawfish boil. It's a free beer. It's free soda. It's free water. It's all absolutely free as a thank you to you guys for being so great to us here at Hubbard's Marina. So we want to support you and give back to you. So join us for Final Friday, every Final Friday of the month. And it's always a good idea because it's always fun. Why are you drinking whiskey tonight? I don't know why you would assume I'm drinking whiskey tonight. I've got my handy dandy water cup here. I don't know. No whiskey. Haven't drank since Thanksgiving. Made it all the way through Christmas without drinking, which was difficult. And it's really difficult to go to these fisheries meetings and not drink because, trust me, you want to drink after sitting in a meeting room all day and then sitting with a bunch of fishermen in a bar. It is tough. But I enjoy water. Let's see. What other question? We're out of time, aren't we? Yeah, it's 8:30. So we've got more next week. Join us again, 7:30 p.m. Remember, every morning that we're around the dock, we do those live streams around sunrise on Instagram and TikTok. We also do Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch on around just after 8 a.m. as well. So hopefully we'll see you guys soon at the dock. Hopefully you guys will get a chance to come out and join us. Remember, we're going to do our supporters after show at 8:45. If you're a supporter, make sure you hop over to the supporters page for our private after show. If you're not a supporter, you can become one tonight. It's only $4.99 a month. You get private access, so literally less than $5. It's really, really fun in that supporters group. You added a laugh track, Josh?
Oh, yeah.
I love when they tattle on you.
I know. You guys stop snitching. I'm going to hit you guys with this.
Oh, man, that's loud. That was loud for me. I could hear it through the speaker. So hopefully everybody had a good time tonight. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. We've got 2 trips to give away now, don't we? Did we not do the 10-hour?
No, we did not.
So we got to give away 2 trips at the end of the show. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out, guys. Let's do the 10-hour all day first, and then we'll give away that 39 hours. So 10-hour all day for 2 guests. Lucky winner is Jessica Hinkle. Congratulations, Jessica. You've got 5 minutes or less to claim that 10-hour all-day trip for 2 guests by texting us at the phone number on the screen. Now, the 39-hour trip for 1 lucky winner. Who's going to be the lucky winner of that 39-hour trip for 1 lucky person? Remember, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy. Hopefully you guys will follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, all that good stuff. Hopefully we'll see you guys soon out on the water. Tonight was a great show. We had like 240 live viewers between Facebook and YouTube, so great having you all join us tonight. Looking forward to many, many more Sunday nights doing our live stream show at 7:30 p.m. So hopefully we'll see you next week. Let's see who won that 39-hour trip for 1 lucky winner. Derek, what's up, my man? Derek, always good to see you and your family out there fishing. So pretty cool. One of our loyal 39-hour guests who fishes with us quite a bit. They're actually one of the pioneers of slow pitch jigging on the boats. They've been doing it a long time. He fishes his 39-hour trips with his brother, and they are up there on the bow in 35 and 36 on the pulpits, slow pitch jigging hard. So congrats, man. You just won a free 39-hour. Remember, you got 5 minutes or less to claim it. Text us at the phone number on the screen. We'll see all of you guys hopefully soon here at Hubbard's Marina. Don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great night. We'll see all of you supporters for the Supporters After Show at 8:45. See you soon. Have a good night, y'all.